Just wanted to know why you're attending Khalsa camp.
Okay, well, I've heard about it for the past 2 years, and a lot of my friends have been here, and I've heard really good things about it. But then, one of my a singing friend of mine gave me the DVDs from last year, and I was watching some of the talks, and I was really blown away by them. And I was like, wow, I'd really like to experience that. And then my little sister came along as well. So
is it the very first time you've been?
Very first Khalsa camp, yeah.
And so, what have you experienced here whilst you've been here?
Bargash in the morning. Nithanim in the morning has just been amazing. It's just such a fantastic atmosphere, and I think I was a bit worried that people are going to be a bit funny, and but whoever I've spoken to, whoever I've had contact with, people have been so nice, people have been so helpful, and it's been a new experience for me because I'm not normally a camp person. I just do local one-day camps and I'll attend them, but these kind of things I tend to shy away from. And this is I would definitely come back again next year. Okay. It's been a really good experience.
That's good. And would you recommend this, Khalsa camp to other people?
Definitely. I think especially brings you out your shell. Definitely brings you out your shell. Gives you a lot more confidence to speak to people who you wouldn't normally speak to. And you learn things that you didn't know before. You just take everything on board, and it just really does help you.
So from the things that you've learned so far and after Khalsa camp, how would that help you outside of Khalsa camp in just normal everyday life?
It's on different levels really. I think in terms of just being more approachable as a person to people, because I've had that here, and in terms of my Sikhi, there's a lot of things I've known, because we had a really good discussion session last night with by Raghbir Singh and by Janelle Singh, and there was a lot of questions about your Bhakti and your Naam, and that was very, very helpful in terms of my own personal development as a Sikh. And some of the advice that they gave us, especially as youth, is especially about valuing your Amrit, because unfortunately it does happen where so many people get caught up with the initial buzz of Amrit, but the maintenance of it is so important. And I think it made me appreciate that a lot more yesterday, because Baisab was saying that we mustn't turn Sikhi into a fashion show. We mustn't turn it into a joke. It has, Guruji has spilt so much blood for us, and we've got so much. We've got a khajana full of Gerba, and we just need to seriously realise its value. And that was very inspiring, and it really did make me think, I'm going to really need to work on my personal development as a Sikh as well. So that was amazing.
Oh, good. What have you most enjoyed about the camp so far? What aspect of it? The activities or the...
Amrit Vela in the mornings, the Kirtan in the evenings. When the Sangat comes together, it's just, I can't put it into words. It's just a really nice feeling. Sometimes, especially where I'm from, there can sometimes be tension and stuff, but here's nothing like that. No one wants to know who you are, where you're from. You can just look at the person behind you and someone's smiling back at you. You look at the person next to you and they're just in anand, and it's just amazing, especially the Amrit Vela and the Nithanim. Because I'm normally a speed reader, but Nithanim has been so slow, and I've actually understood it, and I savoured it, I think is the right word, and I haven't done that in a long time, and that has definitely been the best part of this so far, yeah.
Yeah. Just generally, away from Khalsa camp, just generally about Sikhi, what kind of emotions, do you have when if you do Bhat or Simran, what kind of emotions does it give you?
It's really hard to sort of describe that, but it's a really nice feeling, because where I come from, there isn't Sikhi in my family at all. No one is Amritari. And Maharaj, I don't know why did such amazing get up on a puppy like me, but it's like a feeling of completeness. Your Guru gives you Sikhi, and your Guru gives you something that I personally have not been able to find anywhere else. And my family is very westernized. I was never suffocated growing up. Even as a woman, I was given a lot of freedom. My family were like, what, babe, you can do what you want. I was given a car. I was allowed to go to university. My parents were even very liberal. They're like, you can date, you can find your own husband, you can do. I was given so much freedom, and I've experienced all that side of life where I come into contact with people and they say, oh no, that I can't give that up. But when you actually experience Sikhi, when you actually sit down and do Bhat and understand it, even if it's through translations, if it's through Vichar with Jardikala Gursik, so when you're actually understanding, the Guru actually says, look, I can give you a kind of bliss that you could never imagine. Just step onto my path. And it is that feeling of completeness when you've done everything else, you've tried everything else, you will ultimately always come back to this because there is nothing like it. And I'm just having such a fantastic time, and Maharaj has just made Sikhi so beautiful, and each day is something new, each day is something beautiful, and each day Maharaj gives you something that you're just like, wow.
You know, the things that you're experiencing, just going back, you're saying that obviously your family's not, you know, being brought up in like a Sikh kind of in a Sikhi way. The things that you've experienced since you've come onto this path, do you go back and tell them as well? And, you know, what kind of responses do you get?
I mean, if you see me around, you see my little sister with me, and she's because I spent a lot of time away from home being at uni and stuff, so I didn't really spend that much time with my sister as I was coming into Sikhi. I sort of turned up at the doorstep and I had the style, and she was just like, okay, she didn't really know what to make of it, and she's only 15. But simply through Sangat, and like I drag her everywhere with me basically. She loves it. I mean, she can't understand Punjabi, but she'll sit through a Rain Sabha and she'll come out and she'll be like, you know what, Suk, I never actually understood that. She goes, but it felt really nice. She goes, I can't explain it. And now it's like sometimes she'll hear me talking Punjabi and she's starting to understand what I'm saying. And like if she'll see me do my Nithanem, she's so silly, she'll shout and she'll go, you're doing Jawab Sahib, aren't you? So see, I understood that. She goes, I know you're doing Jawab Sahib. And for her, that is a massive, massive thing. And like, you know, yesterday she's saying, she goes, could you actually try tying a case on me? She goes, I really want to. And I was just like, oh my God. And I asked her, I was like, Kin, what do you think? Because I was a bit worried about bringing her. I was like, it's going to be very intense. But she's loved it. She's very, I mean, I'm not quiet and shy and reserved, but she is. And she's really come out of herself. And I can see Maharaj doing care. And sometimes my Sikhi comes through her. I learn so much through her because I see her learning. And I'm just like, wow, I mean, she's such an inspiration for me because, like, you know, the fact that she can just, like, pick out little words and know what part is being read at that particular time. And it's just so amazing. She's so beautiful. And it's just like, oh, she's a really big inspiration for me. And even my mum as well, things that she's starting to, like, come to Gurdwara a lot more, whereas before she just wouldn't. And it's Maharaj, he's like, when he's, you know, it's like fragrance, isn't it? He just spreads it everywhere. We can't do anything. Maharaj does it himself. And I'm very blessed for that he is sort of spreading that fragrance through my immediate family as well.
And just finally, obviously here at Khalsa camp, when you go back, would you recommend it to other
Oh,
people?
definitely come here for the experience.
And what kind of things would you say, describe and tell them, you know, what benefits that they would get from Khalsa?
I mean, definitely you will. I mean, like this week, I'm so excited about Amrit Vele. Normally at home, so going to bed late, am I going to make it? But now it's like, oh, I've got to get into bedtime. You feel like you want to make that effort for Maharaj. And when you listen to the lectures and the talks, and I don't mean this is sounding about it, but you actually feel ashamed of yourself. You're like, oh my God, Maharaj has given me something so beautiful. Right, I'm going to make that effort. I'm going to make Guruji proud of me. I'm going to try and do something. I'm going to try and make that little bit of more of an effort than I do normally. And I think if you can leave camp and take that away with you and apply that to your Jivan every day, how can you not describe this as a positive experience? If you can take anything what you learn from this camp, you will definitely have a positive experience in your day-to-day life and ultimately become closer to Maharaj, which is where we're all trying to get to. Yeah, that's great.
Okay, thank you.
Ye bhola chuka di maafi, Vaheguru ji ka khalsa, Vaheguru ji ki fateh.